Hi, I'm Scott, and this is Scott Rod's Wicked Rides.
How's it going today? Today for us is a Wednesday. It's a rainy day, so I figured I'd do a little catch up instead of just the end of the week. So on Monday, after we got done messing with Turbo Van for my stepdad's birthday, kept that on the hush as long as I could. I posted a little bit on here, but you guys were the only ones to see it because I didn't know if he followed me yet. Pretty sure he follows me now. So we got Turbo Van out. He had a little fun on his birthday. I took a day off to just kind of collect myself because it was hot in that garage at home getting that ready. I did swap out the rat rod for Turbo Van, so on Monday morning I did the old swaparoo back, and I brought the rat rod back down here. I put it back out front by the main road so that way everybody could see it while it's up for sale. I did finally get my mom's photographer to take some pictures of it. I'm not sure if it's on eBay yet, but it's supposed to be on eBay here real soon. So, like I said, I'm gonna get back on Sketchy. So I got all that situated, and I set up my sandblasting cabinet in the back of my shop, and I started sandblasting stuff. I have to sandblast the front spindles. I had to sandblast the rear backing plates for the rear end, because once we put the axles in, I really don't want to have to take it apart. So I figured get those done first, clean up the rest of the rear end when it's done, and we'll paint that as soon as it's done getting all set up. So that's coming up here real soon. What else was I doing? So I got the rear diff cover too, so that way when he gets the gear all set up, I don't get any garbage in there because I'm putting the QA1 cover on it when it gets here. But while I paint it, while I clean up the rest of it, it'll have a cover on it at least, won't get any debris in there. And I made sure that I sandblasted that too to get the rust off of it, so that way when I do pull that cover off, I don't get any debris in there while switching covers. So I'm getting ready for that. I started taking the leaf springs off of the original rear end for Sketchy. I'm going to go take all my rear ends over to the new shop and stack them up on a table, possibly just to get them out of the way for now, and maybe take a couple other little things over there just to get out of the way. There's no power, still can't open up the garage door, but I can start getting stuff out of here, possibly. um, yeah, so we're just plucking away at getting this rear end ready to go. Like I said, it's Wednesday. We got a rainy day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any painting done today, but the rear diff cover is ready to go. I'm going to go take this other spindle, and I'm going to start blasting that. And hopefully we get some progress going on this rear end and get this frame really, really close to being put back together. If not, we'll start putting it back together if I get time. I just don't know how long the guy's going to take on the rear end. I'm not going to push him. He's an older guy. He's very, very nice. Talked to him a lot around town. Used to work at the local shop. The only guy that told me he would set up a 10-bolt rear end. So I'm going to give him a call here in a minute, and hopefully we get this rear end out of here, and he gets starting to set that up. So you guys stay tuned because we got a lot more coming your way. So let's go start sandblasting this other spindle now. All right, so this week we hit the jackpot on the old Hot Wheels stuff. Found some I've been looking for, found some I didn't even know about. Matchbox has really been stepping up, so I got some of those. And I've been seeing all over about them cartoon ones. Well, yep, I got the cartoon tuners and the rig. Think sweet. A couple of square bodies. Well, a 90s and a 87. They're both square bodies looking like. Found a couple of IndyCar premiums. I got He-Man and Skeletor cars. Hell yeah. One of my favorite stuff. Like I said, I had a really good week this week. Anyways, how's it going? It is Saturday now. And, well, I did get the rear ends moved. I got a hold of the guy that's going to do the rear end for me, and he can't get to it till next week. We were talking about some C-clip eliminators, which I don't know why I wasn't even thinking about that this whole time. People have talked about them my whole life. Didn't know really what they were, and now I do. So we're looking into that. Might put the C-clip eliminators on it. I got both back plates blasted and painted. I got both spindles blasted and painted, so I can pretty much start putting the front end together whenever I get the frame back in here, because I don't want to get it all put together and then have to wiggle it underneath the truck. So soon, very, very, very soon. Like I said, I've gotten a lot of my little stuff painted. I got the rear ends out of the way, so next step will be putting the frame together and then putting it underneath Sketchy. Until I get to that point though, we will keep moving on with whatever I can around the shop, which has been whatever I can get my hands on, really. So we got the rat rod still here. We've been messing with the G35 a little bit. We'll get to that later. Getting the bike ready to go on a run. And then tomorrow, Sunday, is VooDoo Larry's open house again. Last year we went and they had Eddie Munster from the Munsters show was there with the Grandpa's coffin car, and he had the chopper, which I didn't guess I realized the chopper from the show too. So I can't wait to see what's there next. Well, I can't wait to see what's there this year because last year was awesome. I was really hoping to have my truck together to bring it up to VooDoo Larry's, but we're not. And that's really not something that should be driven up there because he's about an hour and a half away from here. So we won't be driving the rat rod. I don't really feel like trailering it. I could, but yeah, we're not going to. So we're gonna go to VooDoo Larry's open house car show. I'm pretty sure he plays with his band there. Let's go check out some really cool, really old, chopped up, slammed to the ground, something different, hot rods, rat rods. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Cassie. I just want to invite you guys out to Metal in the Meadow. It is in Wisconsin, August 8th and 9th. It's a 2-day camping and metal fest. So if you guys want to come out, the band I work with, Oblivion Zero, is going to be out there. And we're going to have a great time. So if you want to come out and hang out with us, you're more than welcome to. So let's go see VooDoo Larry now.
So if you like what you see, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button because we have new videos coming out every Monday.